Hi, I'm Genevieve, and today I'm going to show you how I made this plant transporter box. My goal with this project was to make something that I was going to use on a pretty regular basis, and then also to try out some new manufacturing processes. The first component that I made was a wood box. I had some extra flooring boards, so that is what I decided to use for the walls. I started off by measuring and labeling each of the boards. I used a miter saw to cut the boards to length and used miter joints so the ends are cut at a 45-degree angle, as you can see here. I used an orbital sander to remove the roughness on the ends of the boards, and then I stuck them together. I also measured and cut some dividers for the inside of the box and some corner blocks to reinforce the miter joints. I used ratchet straps and clamps to hold the assembled box in place while I drilled holes before using an impact driver to put the screws in. Next, I used a saw guide and a circular saw to cut a piece of plywood to fit the bottom of the box. I went around the bottom and screwed the plywood to the walls. This is what the box looks like at this point. The final step was to cut and attach some small pieces along the inside to hold the dividers in place. The next component was some cushions that I can use to make sure smaller plants don't fall over in the box. To make these, I measured and cut 2 rectangles out of some fabric. I pinned the edges of these 2 pieces of fabric together with the wrong side facing out. Then I sewed 3 of the edges and half of the last edge. I used the small hole that was left to turn the cushion right side out. Finally, I used a chopstick to make sure stuffing reached every corner of the cushions, and then I hand sewed the whole shut. The final component that I made was a vacuum-formed shelf. I made a simple box with holes in the top out of the leftover wood that I had. It has a hole in the side for the shop vac to fit in. This was a new manufacturing process for me, and I ran into some issues. I tried using some polystyrene sheets that I had ordered online, but they ended up being too thick and did not conform to the shape of the mold. As a proof of concept, I took some PET packaging and used a heat gun to conform it to the shape of the mold. In the future, I would order much thinner polystyrene sheets and try again. And here I am using the box. It fits nicely in my car and it keeps all of my plants safe. Thank you for watching.